he is gonna be in the conversation after this album as one of the top MCs alive. And you might be looking at me kind of crazy right now, but if you go back and listen to some of the verses he's dropped,
Mm.
hmm, mm, I'm just saying, that is top tier lyricism. Can we talk about the track with 21 Savage too? Surround sound, the beat switch, the sample, the feature
Oh,
selections were
it was
perfect. I'm just
awesome.
so ready for this. I'm so ready for this shit album, guys.
It's blooming.
Hey, yo, is this thing on?
All right, mic check, mic check. The birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Welcome back to this week's episode of Our Recording. And I think it's been a minute since we talked about music, man. So I think now that we're closer to the halfway point, what is it called? The summer equinox. I think it's time to talk about some of the albums that were most anticipated left in the year. Because so far we've had I talk about Kanye and everything. We've had Kendrick. We've had Weekend.
That's a lot.
Like
Yeah.
we've had a lot of artists.
I mean, I think just in the
Raven.
last 2 years, we've gotten an album from J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick, all of the big dogs in the industry. So right now we're kind of at a point where, first off, can we talk about how it's already June? How the fuck is it already June?
Yeah, I know.
That shit.
I already got my summer body ready, so I'm ready. My fault,
Make
guys.
sure subscribe to the OnlyFans if you want to see
That if y'all want to see the OnlyFans in the description.
Check it
But
out.
I think before we get started with some of our picks of the most anticipated albums left in the year, I think we should. I think I should introduce our star-studded, illustrious cast for tonight's evening. Ooh, I like. Oh, y'all, I get the best interest. All right, and to my left, if he moves really fast back and forth, that might be me. But if he's still, that's my brother Ian. Ian Hamilton, the third least good-looking Hamilton in the family.
Stop playing with me.
Below me is my fourth brother, the Cherish Jones, the least good-looking one in the family.
Get out of here, man.
And that's one of my top three white wiggers, man. Mr. Gage Sutton.
Top three. I'm glad I made the list.
Your
man. I
top three, because
appreciate it.
it's a shifting rotation between my white wiggers. Like, it's whoever pisses me off this week gets bumped to the bottom, but it's like a rotation. Let's put it like this: you're never last, so you don't have to worry about it.
Well,
It's some culprits that they know who they are. But I think we should get started, man. I think Ian had an interesting name that in pre-production, all of us said a bunch of names, and this one probably is gonna end up being the biggest album left in the year, and none of us mentioned it. Take it away.
Utopia by Travis Scott. He has been teasing it for, it seems like, fucking ages. And I've seen some shit on like Twitter that it should be coming by the end of the summer. Hopefully. I'm praying. And I'm really excited for this because he dropped a bunch of singles and done a bunch of features since Astro World, just gearing up for this shit. And it seems like it's gonna be something completely different from Travis.
I gotta say, I'm a little scared about this Travis album because I feel like it's gonna be so hard to match the energy that I got from Astroworld when I was listening to it night one. I mean, hearing the features on Sicko Mode and on Carousel, and just hearing all of the features and not knowing who was gonna be on next was an experience. So I'm interested to see how Travis can get his fans. I don't know, interested in this album and also get them to engage like they did with Astroworld.
Yeah, I definitely think it's probably the most polarizing album that's probably going to come out in quite some time. Because if you think about it, right, in my opinion, I think all of us would agree, if the Astro World tragedy didn't happen, I think the album would have been out already.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think now he's kind of just biding his time until he's back in the public's good side, and he's confident in it. Because honestly, I agree with you, Gage. I don't know which direction he's gonna go with this, because he's had features and he's had like singles released, like Escape Plan and then Mafia with J. Cole. I really like those two songs, right?
Yeah.
but I'm excited. I'm not concerned, but I'm like, I would say I'm just interested to see how it's gonna sound as like a whole album, like what sound he's gonna go to. You know what I'm saying? Because I think of Astroworld as like the pinnacle of the Travis Scott sound, like Travis Scott doing his best Travis Scott impression. You know what I'm saying? Like him figuring out his sound like perfect. And once you do that, it's kind of hard to keep doing that because once people have got like the best of that type of work, then you kind of have to switch it up because I feel like every album leading up to Astroworld was to make Astroworld, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I think the word would be cautiously optimistic because, like, we've seen what Travis Scott can do. We saw it on Astroworld. We know the kind of energy and the innovation he can bring to an album. But, like you said, to a lot of people, Astroworld might be his magnum opus, where he can't really do much better than that. But that's going to be this challenge for this album on Utopia: is can he outdo himself what he did last year? Not just in sales, because
He's
that's
gonna
also gonna have a huge impact on like how the public views him after Astroworld too. Is I guess the acclaim that this album receives and all of the stuff that's happening afterwards.
agree because if you think about it, like one of the bigger like storylines when Astroworld came out was the whole streaming, like the bundles. Like you saw Nicki Minaj cuss out him and Kylie and the baby too, and you think about it now, like all the big dogs for the most part, like besides Drake, like Kanye saw a downstream an album, like first week sales. A lot of that has to do with the fact that he released it on a Sunday morning. You look at J. Cole, he had a downstream of like downward trajectory. Kendrick downward trajectory. Like Uzi, all these guys had downward trajectories. Like, and I think Travis Scott is gonna fall in the same thing because of those bundles too. But honestly, I don't think that's gonna affect the quality of the music too much. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, I know we're really not talking about it, but this is a really important album for Travis. Like a lot of shit has gone down since Astroworld the album and Astroworld the tragedy that happened at the end of last year. So I'm excited to see what the internet's reaction to this album is gonna be. I think it'll be good music because Travis always puts out good shit in my opinion. But no, this is like a really really important album for him.
Yeah. Jairus, what's your most anticipated album left in the year?
Um, if I had to pick one, it would be Wasteland by Brent Faiyaz. He's become one of my favorite artists this past year. Even freshman year of college when he dropped his last album, I really enjoyed it. So I mean, I just want to see like the rollout. I mean, the video is really great. He dropped all the features that's going to be on it. I think that's a good feature list. I get concerned with feature heavy albums, but I feel like most of those features are either songs that's already been out, like Wasting Time with Drake and Gravity with Tyler Creator. And then I think that with the ones he did select, that he won't get overdone. I mean, in his album, like he won't get outdone. And I just want to see like how their sounds are going to blend together. Like I want to see, can he really expand on this album? And I'm interested to see really just the rollout that he does with it. I think that a lot of people listen to Brent Faiyaz now, and all these hoes think he's a cool guy. And, like I just want to see like what can he get done. And the leaks that came out over the last 2 years are great. The little 50-second snippets, and I know he's been teasing it for a long time. So I really hope he delivers with this album, and I feel like this album will like take him to the next level if executed correctly.
Agreed. I think like this is really important for him more so than Fuck the World was because now all eyes are on him. You know what I'm saying? Like all eye on him, and he's fell into the trap that all artists fell into. Now it's expectations. Like with Fuck the World, like only really his fans had expectations, and it became one of those albums that like people found and they were like, oh my god, this is great. So they didn't really have the expectation of what it should have been or what it could have been. With this one, we've heard leaks for damn near 2-3 years now. We see the feature list. Like he has expectations to clean up with this album. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the biggest thing I'm worried about with him is that like I really am hopeful for this album, but I'm also really worried because like a lot of features, like it's hard to pull off a lot of features like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm afraid he might be going in the direction of trying to make everybody happy. And don't get me wrong, I love the features. Like I love like no idea, and everybody. Like the feature list It's really, really dope. But that's the biggest thing I'm worried about.
I kind of fall under that umbrella of Brent Faiyaz fans because, I didn't really listen to Brent Faiyaz as much. I knew about him before Fuck the World, but Fuck the World was the first Brent Faiyaz album that I listened to completely. And obviously, I love it. Just ordered it on vinyl, by the way. So maybe
All right, mine already
We've been
came
talking
in.
about that forever. Oh yeah, yours is already. Well, you don't have it in St. Marcus, so I mean, it don't matter. Regardless, I think I was really impressed with Fuck the World, and all of the singles that have come out since. Dead Man Walking is still one of my favorite songs to this day. And I think Brent, like you said, Ethan, he has a lot of stress weighing on his shoulders, especially with the Kendrick cosign and with this new album. And like you said, this whole new demographic of people following him after the big collab with Drake and Fuck the World. So I'm interested to see how he handles it. I'm not as concerned about the feature list because I feel like a lot of it's going to be helping out with the production. And I hope that it's not features just for the sake of features, that this is really going to help enhance the sound that Brent wants to put out into a full-length album. So I'm really excited for the album. I think all the potential's there. You just got to execute.
Ian, I know you ready to get some toxic shit off to this Brent.
Oh, absolutely. I've been waiting for this one. I think like now, like before Fuck the World, like Brent was like kind of like underground and like not a ton of people knew about him, but like people knew about him. But like now he's really in like the R&B spotlight. So like I think there's pressure on him to like deliver big on this album, but I'm not too concerned about it because I've liked everything that he's put out so far.
I think Brent's gonna go more pop route.
I'm not mad at it.
I think
I wouldn't be mad at it. I think it sounds good.
I don't know. I don't know if it
he
sounds
can do it.
good. Because what I've noticed about hearing other people's opinions is that when it comes to Brent, like a lot of R&B lovers, is that they're not like sold on him, if that makes sense. Like a lot of the explanation I've heard is that his voice, like, he can't really ballad, if that makes sense. That's what I've heard the concern is from a lot of R&B fans, is that like they don't necessarily like the tempo.
I mean, I kind of understand, but there are some songs that I hear and I'm just like, Brent could do whatever he puts his mind to. This guy is fucking talented as hell. He's got a great voice. I think he just understands music too. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but can we go back to let's go back to one of his albums before Fuck the World. One of my favorite songs off that album,
Sonder Son.
The name of the album, yeah.
Sonder Son, yeah.
Oh
no, it was actually an EP. It was on Lost. It was on the
Lost.
Lost.
It's about the Lost
Lost
EP.
Trust.
Oh my god,
that song.
Ooh,
that's the song that made him like TikTok famous.
Yeah.
Like I've been on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I remember that shit.
Like I'm excited for Brent shit for sure.
For sure. I can't wait. For real.
All right, Gage. What album you most waited for?
Oh, you want me to go next?
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to go next? All right. Well, I'm going to bring the energy for this one because I have been waiting so damn long for this guy to drop. And I think it's going to be worth the wait because I feel like he has not failed me. And hey, I'm going with my guy, Jid. Dreamville signee, JID, Jid, whatever you want to call him, man. He is gonna be in the conversation after this album as one of the top MCs alive. And you might be looking at me kind of crazy right now, but if you go back and listen to some of the verses he's dropped, I'm just saying that is top tier lyricism. Can we talk about the track with 21 Savage too? Surround sound, the beat switch, the sample, the feature selections were perfect.
Awesome.
I'm just so ready for this. I'm so ready for this shit album, guys.
Yeah, I mean, what I got from him with Van Gogh, Lil Yachty, got me really excited.
Yeah, no. Like, the Jid album, I think it's... Like, I'm really excited for this shit. Because I love DiCaprio, too. Like, I really love DiCaprio, too. And I feel like now he's going to get, like, the good old industry push Like that's what he's gonna get right now. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he doesn't have it already signed in Dreamville, but if you look how we're talking about Brent, like I don't think he's in a similar pool as Brent because I think he's more proven than Brent Fayez is. Even though they make two different music, but I think like as terms of where they're at in their career, I think you could say that the similar thing with him, like this if he hits this album out the park, this will take him into like a new stratosphere.
Absolutely. I think he'd go to a new level on this. Like DiCaprio 2, I fucking love. Like that shit is like one of my favorite albums of all time. And I think like with the shit he's been putting out on the Dreamville tapes and on like all the features he's done,
shit on stick,
like he's gearing up to do something crazy.
Like he's been the highlight for me on the last two Dreamville projects, like Revenge of the Dreamers. I thought he was the best performer on there.
Dude, he said bullets sneezing, we got allergies, we got alibis, we got calibers categorized. FM bitch capitalized. Oh, what the fuck, man?
That's hard. I'm actually more impressed.
I'm more impressed that you knew that bar.
I'm more impressed that he didn't. I'm more impressed he didn't pick up. I'm more impressed he picked a bar that didn't have the N-word in there. Like, oh,
that is a fact.
Great, Gage, man. You're an ally.
My winner.
It's just sick, bro.
Solidarity, my brother.
Solidarity. You're sick.
Oh my god.
No, but honestly, bro, like Jid is like, I'm so geeked for this Jid album. Like, I'm so geeked for it. Like, what? Because what's it called? The Forever Story is gonna be called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you think it's gonna drop? If you had to make a guess, right? I'm gonna hold y'all to the fire. I know we didn't do it with the other ones. We can go back to it. When do you think the Forever Story is gonna drop?
I'd say
October.
I'd say end of October.
End of October, November.
I agree. I think October. Okay. I think October.
But I wouldn't be mad if he dropped it.
Yeah. Gage, what do you think?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I would love for him to drop this summer, but I think there are going to be a couple more artists who are going to release albums, and I
think he's just waiting.
I don't know. Yeah, Jid should just wait for his time. There's going to be a time and place for it to drop, and when it does, it's going to take the world by storm. I promise you.
This shit sounds gonna be crazy. Because I think if I had to make a guess, I think Utopia drops. I think he'll drop one more single for Utopia. So I think if I had to guess, I think Utopia comes either August or it comes December. I know it's like a 4-gap window in between, but I think either he comes like August or early like first week of September, or he comes end of the year.
Yeah.
And then same with who we just talking about. Brent comes next month.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, he might even come at the end of this month. To be fair,
you think he drops a single?
Moving fast.
Do you think Brent drops a single?
No,
I think a single this week. I thought.
No.
Well, I think it's coming soon.
Yeah.
He didn't have no single.
Either next 2 weeks or middle of July, latest middle of July. Like he can't tease that video and not drop something really soon.
I just remember who dropped next week.
Who?
Giveon.
Oh shit!
Damn.
I totally forgot about him.
That Giveon album gonna be gas.
It's gonna be
this shit is stacked. We're getting blessed right now.
Need it right now, man. Need that Giveon album.
No, nigga. We can. I love Giveon, but that's not the vibe, nigga. Not right now.
Nah, that's what I need, man.
You okay? You wanna?
No, I am not. Sad boys out. No, we're good. We'll make it through, man. We're striving, thriving, all that shit. But we do like Giveon here on the channel. So yes. I'm very excited for that album.
Some of us in this Zoom call has participated in Giveon behavior. Am I right, guys?
What does that mean?
On the fence, bro. Man. Hey, you two niggas. The niggas I'm talking about. You and you.
It's your turn, man.
I'm gonna get to it. It's my turn. I
didn't do anything.
Yeah. I bet you didn't. I bet you did.
I played the fifth.
Yeah, I played the fifth. For me, it's honestly, I've been waiting for this shit for 2 years, and he there's been a lot of news recently. Not news I've supported. He's not married now. He's got a son now with the woman of my dreams, so that's kind of a bummer.
Oh.
And he was on Drink Champs using his hip hop card. By the way, y'all should watch that Drink Champs video with him and with A$AP Rocky. It's great. Like he flexes all his hip hop cards.
But hey, that interview, That's one of my favorite interviews I ever watched. But keep going.
It's a great for me. The most anticipated album I'm looking forward to, is ASAP Rocky. I think he already said that it's not going to be called what is it called? All Smiles.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be called that.
Yeah.
And so honestly, I'm really really excited for the album. He was talking in what was it? Was it Rolling Stone or something? Or Variety? Whatever it was. In an interview this week, he was talking about how him and he's gotten back together with Tyler, and they're working on the album. And they're locking in. They're working on music videos.
As soon as the sun comes. As soon as the baby
I
comes.
can't wait for that shit to drop. Oh my god.
That's what makes me so excited about this ASAP Rocky project is I listen to right now. If you look at my Apple Music replay, you're gonna see Nigo at the top of my list, and that's just because of ASAP Rocky and Tyler the Creator on the Lost and Found freestyle.
Yeah, I love that.
If we can get a whole album of Tyler production with Rocky doing his thing, and Tyler jumps in on a verse here or there, we might get a classic ASAP Rocky project.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think we're gonna get that. I think we'll get not the classic ASAP Rocky, but I don't think we'll get a ton of Tyler features on there.
Yeah, I hope we get some Tyler production.
I think so too. I think we'll get some. Honestly, if I had to take a guess when it'll drop, I think next year. I don't think he comes this year.
No.
Yeah, it's too much.
I'd be really surprised. I'd be really surprised if ASAP Rocky drops this year.
No, I just can't wait for the rollout. That testing rollout, the music videos just alone had me amazed. But I go back and listen to testing quite often, so just to see what he did with testing and like just to really like put those videos out and to have an idea, I think that he's gonna take it to the next level, especially with him directing more. I mean, That's My Bitch video is really great to me. So I just can't wait to see what he does, to be honest.
Let's start a dialogue. What's A$AP Rocky's best album to this point?
Long Live ASAP.
Long Live ASAP.
Oh,
it's close though. It's closer than
for me. It's At Long Last ASAP.
Ooh, no, I'm going Long Live ASAP or testing, but
nah. Honestly, I think texting's for me. It's long.
Long Live.
No love for At Long Last.
No.
Definitely there's love for the long run.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go Long Live ASAP. I'm gonna go Long Live ASAP. I mean, Goldie, fucking Problems, Level.
Yeah, Fashion Killer.
One Train.
Ghetto Symphony.
All we need.
Like, bro, it's ridiculous. Like, Long Live
ASAP. Phoenix.
No, it's great.
It's no skip to me.
No, it's better than any J. Cole project.
Okay, hold on.
I said that shit to my friend the other day.
He always punch you?
I was like, this nigga Ethan believes that Long Live ASAP is better than 2014 Forest Hills Drive, and that nigga lost his mind.
Yes.
That is fucking blasphemous.
Like, that's... I've been hoodwinked, bamboozled. Crazy.
Nah, I love that album, bro.
You're crazy.
I do think, though, this will be A$AP Rocky's last album.
Really?
Like, I'm on record. Like, I think they'll have a cozy tape coming soon after.
Yep.
This will be A$AP Rocky's last album for a very long time. Because I don't think his focus is primarily on music anymore. Mm-hmm. I mean, he has a kid. He's dating the baddest girl he's with the baddest girl in the world.
Yeah.
He cares about fashion. Like, he's heavily invested in, like, I think more so the production in fashion now and style. And look at him, he has his new drink line coming out. Like, the dog, I think, because we were talking about it earlier, like, the past, 18 months, we've had a Drake, Cole, Kanye, Kendrick album. And I think for 3 of those guys, it will be the last album they have for a very long time. And I think you can add A$AP Rocky to that list. I really think that we're not getting A$AP Rocky for a minimum of 5 years after this.
I believe it.
I think so too.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The testing came out in 2018?
17.
Yeah. 18.
Nice. Yeah, I
18?
think it's 18 because it was sophomore. Yeah.
So that's 4 years.
Because I think it dropped right before or after Die Lit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was the same month as Die Lit.
Yeah. So.
No, I think it's gonna be. Yeah, I think it's.
I believe it, Ethan. I co-sign that. I think it's gonna be a minimum 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
So
it weird that like we're like in a changing of the guard thing? Like if you think about like the biggest rappers in the last like 7 years, a lot of
Mhm.
them we could say are probably on their last album or two.
I think the whole landscape of hip hop is changing, and it's not just because of these big stars kind of going and starting to do their own thing and starting to release albums less often, but I think just the way that it's consumed and um, I think the emphasis on also owning your own like music is also going to be a big reason why artists aren't putting out as often because they're not forced by record labels to be putting out constantly. They can wait and really focus on the creative process. But you're right. There's going to be a changing of the guard. There are going to be a bunch of guys who we've heard of, but are going to start to take center stage in the hip hop community as some really talented guys. I think Jid is definitely one of the guys we're gonna have to talk about as upcoming.
Agree, because
Sure.
I know we've been talking about hip hop a lot right now, but I want to add on to that. Like I don't think I'm not necessarily worried, but I'm skeptical because I don't think this generation, like our generation of artists, I don't think they make good albums.
What you mean? Like in terms of what?
I don't think.
Like concept?
No, I just think like just the albums that they make. I don't think you see the same artistry that you would see in the previous generation when it comes to when it comes to albums.
I mean, that's tough though. I mean, who are we considering our generation?
That's what I'm saying.
Because
Like if we're
are we
considering
counting Kendrick in our
no,
generation?
no. I'm
Because
talking no. I'm talking about our generation of rappers, that the new one coming up. Like I would
Maybe
consider.
Game.
No, but I'm talking about like the main guys. Like we talked about like the Uzis. I think if you look at through his recent discography, it's a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? If you think of Roddy Rich, it's a lot of this. Like
Mm.
a lot of
that's
those.
fair. But
Yeah, it is.
I think there's a saying.
I think there's it's a lot more emphasis on when it comes to albums with this new generation, of volume over quality. I think
For
a lot of the
sure.
albums that you've seen right now, the new approach has been like, let's see if we can get 2 albums in an 18-month span and fill them up with as much songs as we can. 2025, of course, like a lot, the albums will have a certain concept and structure to it, but it won't really be too artistic or too groundbreaking or just different in that sense. You know what I mean? Where like you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is something new, and you'll see a lot more emphasis on the actual like, I guess, songs for TikTok and songs for Reels, like this, because we've noticed like, dog, even though we've all were, I wouldn't say we're newer, but we're younger people in the sense that like we didn't grow up in the age when we grew up with 3.5, 4 minute songs, right? We're living in the age of the 2 minute and a half, 2 minute length songs, and so you're seeing artists just pack 20, 25 albums with 2.5 minute songs. Even the newer or like the blog era rappers that we're talking about, the Kendrick, his last album was 19 songs, right? 18 songs.
Yeah.
18, yeah.
Kanye's deluxe was 32. Drake's was 21, 22. Like
Cole had the shortest album of them all.
Yeah, I think.
But
Yeah.
but
I think he had
Oh,
14.
He had
14 is a
12
lot.
songs.
12
12
songs.
12 songs in 39 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's probably the short. But you look at Future. Future had 80 some songs. Like you
Yeah.
seen them starting to copy and follow suit. Not copy, but you get what I mean. Like follow suit in
Yeah.
the new age rapper. I'm really, I don't know. It's just interesting to see because I honestly don't think that we've had good albums, because I think people throw the word classic around too damn much, and it's honestly quite annoying. Classic and the word GOAT albums drive my head up a wall the next time I have to hear those words. But
Yes, we're gonna have to.
But I do think that like
my guy, hold on. Let me drop some knowledge. My favorite, one of my favorite
with the old school.
one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Randy Man, Macho Man, Randy Savage, man. He used to say, "The cream rises to the top, the cream of the crop." Macho Man, Randy Savage. That was the guy, man. And he says, "It will rise to the top, man." And that's kind of where we're at. I think is we're gonna have to start having these discussions about like albums being not being what they used to be. And the artists who really do focus on putting together a cohesive album should be praised for it, because you're right, Ethan. I think it is becoming a lost art.
Let me preface this for the audience. Listen, I do think that this generation, like our generation, they do make great albums. They can make albums, and I do believe they have the ability to. But I do think that you're seeing like the overall landscape. I do think it's lacking a little bit.
There's less emphasis on it.
Yeah, is it more like you don't think they'll stand the test of time? Like,
yes.
Okay.
That and art, like just the artistry that comes with it. Like you don't see like the music videos, the rollout, that when the album comes, the performance, like how they present the album, I think is lacking. And I think just like I said, the overall artistry, I haven't really seen any really like just from our generation really creative projects.
Is Tyler creative part of our generation, or am I tripping?
I would say Tyler.
I would say it's to an extent, but like I said, the generation I'm talking about now. I'm talking about like the YBs, the Roddies, like the babies, the little babies,
right?
Like the Keems, like that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
But Baby Keem,
Baby Keem has
a great album.
He has a great album, but he has. But what I'm saying is just overall, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah,
because they are a good album. Like some of these guys do make good albums, and I'm not one of those old heads, or I'm not one of those like eclectic like artsy people that are like, you know what I'm saying? Like I do think like, but you get what I'm saying? Like look at the XXL list, like you don't. Really
I couldn't name a name.
Babytron's gas. Don't get me wrong, but Babytron is like, do you know what he is?
Right.
Like he makes dope singles. Like he makes dope. Like he's a fun rapper, but I don't think his albums at this point in time are like that great. Like I think Babytron makes good music, but you know what I'm saying. I think that's what I feel about all those guys on those lists.
Yeah, I think with this generation, like people are making music to try and like get themselves in a higher position, and not like obviously they'll love music, but it's like, I love music, but I'll only do it like so far. I think they're like using it as a stepping stone to get like, to a higher place.
I agree, because I think a lot of people are looking at the Travis Scott getting the McDonald's deal, or the KFC, or Jack Harlow getting the KFC deal, and that is the end goal for a lot of rappers in our generation.
Really?
They want to, or just a lot of the artists in our generation, they want to make music so that they can do something else.
But do you think it's the mindset of like I don't know a good example, but like I made one good album, and that's most than what other niggas can say. Like I'm okay with being a one and done. Do you think it's a lot of that mindset going around?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like once I get this album to pop off, like rapping's cool and all, but I'm gonna do this so I can get more bread here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sense. But I mean, I think Jack Harlow is kind of
he's a success story of that.
He's a success story, but I mean, absolutely. Jack Harlow doesn't have a album that anyone can look at and say this was a above average or like classic album.
But
it really is interesting, the like dynamic that you know that artistry kind of has nowadays, where like you don't have to put out a good album to become famous, to become popular. All it takes is one song.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you think about it, he got a moment, like the whole like what is it called? Like I'm coming to the kids, or honey I'm on. What you get what I'm saying? Like
come home.
The kids miss you, or whatever it is. Like his album, like there was anticipation for it. He did the rollout and everything. Like he caught not lightning in a bottle, but he caught his wave. Like, and he's riding it right now. Like look at him. Like he got the KFC
the song with Drake.
The song with Drake. The album itself is cool. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's not great.
I have a few.
No, it's not. But like he did what he did. Like he did. Like and Jack Harlow's like had appreciation.
Yeah, good for him.
And I think that's what a lot of the rappers now are. You see, we're seeing a lot less artists when it comes to rapping.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see like the next 5 years of like our generation music. I want to see what they're gonna do for real.
Yeah. Well, we might have this conversation again in 5 years, but can we talk about why Frank Ocean hasn't been anywhere when
Oh
I need it
my
most.
god, bro.
Hey man, he
He's
can
on
drop
some
that.
bullshit.
I feel like he don't even have to drop another album if he really didn't want
Really,
to. I mean,
bro.
Blonde, I think Blonde will stand the test of time for a long time. Like
Oh,
that album is not going anywhere.
Yeah, I
I
think
think he's like so far away from music right now.
I
agree.
I feel like this man's biking around New York. Like he dropped a few singles and the singles are high. It's like, bro, like I don't need to drop another album.
Y'all also got to remember, like his brother passed away like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? His fans, some of his fans are dickheads. Like, because on Twitter, someone was like, "Oh man, I can't wait till he gets in the studio." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this man brother just died.
I think it's like going through some
You got it. Like the guy had he opened a club in New York. The guy's biking around. The guy has a furniture, like not furniture, jewelry magazine. Frank Ocean, like I'm pretty sure he loves music in it, but we're not. I think Gage is we're in the conspiracy portion of the podcast where we think Frank Ocean is gonna come anytime soon. I don't think Frank's coming anytime soon.
Yeah, I say
No,
2025, man.
yeah. Let's be realistic.
Maybe give us a deluxe.
I think we have a better chance of not getting a Frank album ever again than getting.
That's how I just feel like
I won't go
feel like
that
he can
far.
be done. Like, what more does he need to do, really?
Yeah.
Blunt is a classic, timeless album. It's not going anywhere.
Agreed.
Channel
Orange
Orange
is better.
I love it. Channel Orange is better.
Channel Orange is better than Blonde.
Yeah.
No.
I don't want to have this conversation for real.
Gage, Gage,
But the thing is, I feel like that's not a bad take because
It's not a bad take. I'm just saying for
you
me,
can
like,
even make the argument that Nostalgia 85 is better than Channel Orange or Blonde. I mean, I don't think so personally, but I'm saying like he's got 3 great bodies of work.
Plus, you got to think about the contributions he made to the Odd Future music, and with Kanye and Hove on Watch the Throne.
Yeah,
he had his time.
Like he has a discography to where it's like, nigga, you've done way
more than enough.
More than enough. Like, I mean, Gage, I'm with you, man. As a Frank Ocean fan, like, give me an album, please. Like, give me something. God damn it, give me an EP with 5 songs.
I need it.
Then leave us alone.
Like them weeks, and then like, nigga, I go back, I listen to Endless. Like, come on, man. Like, what we doing?
I'm gonna figure. Yeah. Endless, it pisses me off to this day that I can't like just listen to it. But
Endless.
Like I can listen to the music video, but I'm trying.
I got it on vinyl, so.
Oh, here he goes.
Here he goes. We're gonna have to do a vinyl episode, man.
We should totally do
these things, man.
We should do it.
You know who we also get sometime this week? Steve Lacy.
Ooh,
is it Steve Lacy album?
It's the album. I think it's called.
We get a single tomorrow.
It's called. We get a single and a video.
Yeah,
it's called Mercury. Yeah, I think the album looks cool. I think he's finna do some like. It's looking punk rocky, but I want to see what he does because I love the pop style of Steve Lacy.
Absolutely.
I'm just concerned a little bit because Sid had dropped her album. No one talked. I'm not a hating ass nigga. I'm just saying no one really talked about it.
Sid album was really good.
It was really good. See, I was one and done with it. And I do go back to that song she got with what's that old nigga name? Fucking Day. That nigga's old, but I'm like, I just think that, like, I'm just a little concerned, but I feel like Steve Lacy will probably deliver, and I really can't wait to see this video tomorrow because he's been talking about this shit for too long.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to see what he does.
The internet really kind of just like bullied him into like dropping shit. I remember I saw something last week. They can't respond to the tweets or something like the album's coming, bro. I promise.
Yeah, can we get to that? I mean, to kind of go backward to like what we were talking about with Frank Ocean and his brother and just the pressure that fans put on artists to release music, like,
and constantly.
I think, constantly. Like, back in the day, you would release an album and you wouldn't know when that artist would drop another album. It could be a year, it could be 6 years, who knows, right? But nowadays it's like artists are expected to keep releasing music, and at some point I think it hurts the quality of it. And that's why I really respect guys like Frank Ocean and Kendrick Lamar and just guys who really take their time and want to make their album the best it can be, not because their fans are asking for it, but because they know what they're capable of.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and even with people dropping albums a lot, I think a great example is Tyler Creator. He drops an album every 2 years, but it's refreshing. Like he gave you a year to 2 years to really sit with the album that he just made, and now he comes back with something completely new. And it's great to see that he's capable of doing that. I can't say that for a lot of guys who's able to drop something every 2 years and it consistently gets better.
Yeah, obviously, I agree, but I think one day or 1 year, he's not gonna drop an album in 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then what's gonna happen to them Tyler fans? They're gonna start talking reckless to him when the 2 years come up, and they're like, "So, where you going?" And he's gonna be like, "Fuck you, niggas! Like, I don't got an album right now."
I don't care that your brother died. We want a new album.
I think that's crazy. Happen with the next album. If I'm completely honest, from the looks of it, we got another year until he's supposed to drop, and to me, Tyler's just literally like doing whatever the fuck he wants, fashion wise.
Yeah. Gage, I want to touch a little bit back what you were saying. Like you value like the taking your time. I do too, but not all artists can do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not all artists can wait 18 months, can wait the 2 years before dropping an album.
I 100% agree. But I'm saying the artists who have withstood the test of time and who have been around for years like that and have fan bases who have stuck with them through a lot of it, like Tyler, like Kendrick, like Frank Ocean. I think you can afford to do that and still see success for taking long stints of time to make albums. You know what I mean? So like a guy who's just starting off, like a Baby Keem, right? We might expect a Baby Keem album a little bit sooner than we would expect a J. Cole album, just because Baby Keem still needs to stay in the public eye. He's still not that guy. Yeah. But he's on his way. He just he's gotta be strategic about it. And I'm excited. I think there are a lot of really talented artists, but it's just interesting how the whole landscape of music and hip hop as a whole is changing. So
I got a question. Who are the most anticipated albums left to drop this year that people aren't talking about? Like, what's some of y'all picks that just aren't just the hottest topic right now? Some artists that y'all like.
Like we said earlier, Utopia, and something that drops actually this week, Joey Badass's 2000.
Ooh, man.
We haven't heard from him. It feels light years. It's been light years, to be honest. So
I saw that he's performing 1999 like for the first time live, like in a minute. He's gonna do the whole album. I think in New York. He's doing it. He's gonna do it. I think he's doing it. I think he's doing it this week.
I think it is this week. I think it's like, isn't it private?
Yeah, so it's gonna be like you can go, like you can buy tickets to go, but it's gonna be a small. He's doing it at oh my god, what's that? Not he's doing. I know exactly the club that they're talking about, but he's doing it in New York, right? And he's like, for one time only, I'm doing all 1999, and I'm like, I would love to hear like Waves and Survival Tactics, like live. That's live. But for me, it's got to be Chance. He's got a single drop.
Redemption.
Hey,
he's got a single drop.
He needs it.
I smell it, man. I smell it, man.
He needs it. The thing is, this album is make or break.
He killed it with this the last single, and he's got a single dropping this week. I think Chance album is really close to coming.
He's dropping a single with Joey Badass, actually. So.
He is. Yeah, visuals too.
And I think it's cool to see that they're making music together. I think that's a great collab. Even like Big Mensa making songs with him again, I think it's cool. Like it got me reminiscent of like the SoundCloud songs. Like,
did you say Vic Mensa?
Yeah, he's been running around with Vic Mensa, bro.
I have not heard Vic Mensa in forever.
Bro.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, but like what I've noticed for him is he's gone back to really. He's going back to his roots when it comes to people that he's working with. When it comes to the Vic Mensas, when it's coming to the Joey Badasses, like who knows? Maybe he might go. Excuse me.
Ye?
The Ye was always there, but I think the Ye is newer. Like he didn't always have Ye. Like he got Ye at the end.
Childish Gambino.
That's what I was gonna say.
I was gonna say go get Donald.
Oh my god, hey bro, you can't tell me that's not one of the best duos.
But I also think what helped Chance a lot was not necessarily like visuals isn't the word I'm saying, but just him taking like a hands-on approach to everything. Like you see him now, like he's doing the visuals for a lot of people's music videos, not just his own. He's also doing like the events. like for his
Right.
community. Like you're seeing him. I think you see the effort that you see him like, oh, I'm gonna take care of this. Like I think he fell into the trap of like only worrying about the music and letting
Right.
other people do other things for him, where it kind of got him, I think, overwhelmed. Or not overwhelmed, but him just being like
Like it
not
was new.
comfortable. Yeah,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was sad to see like when the big flop came out and people were talking shit about my guy. Like he just didn't win 3 Grammys, but I mean we're gonna see. I think Chance the
Yeah.
Rapper is definitely gonna have redemption. I've been talking about it ever since he flopped, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Gage, you got
The
a name?
thing about yeah, I have a name, but the thing I want to stick on Chance real quick. I think the thing about Chance is I feel like every artist has a bad album or an album that is less critically
Part of the
acclaimed
rest.
than others.
Mhm.
But I think it was just so many people were so quick to give up on Chance the Rapper because, yes,
Yep.
granted, the album was very bad, but people just forgot that Coloring Book, like you said, Jared, had won Grammys the year before. Acid Rap was one of the biggest mixtapes of
That
our
3 year
time.
span that he went on was crazy. 10 day
That's what I'm
acid
saying.
rap and coloring book that's a great run.
No one was touching Chance the Rapper until he released that album, and then everyone was preying on his downfall.
Yep.
I don't get it. Let's give the guy another chance. Let him redeem himself with this album, and we'll see. But I'll tell you someone who doesn't need redemption, but he does need a good solo album because he released something with Metro Boomin last year, 21
21
Savage.
Savage. I had him on
Yeah.
my list.
Yep.
I had him on my
I
list.
wanted 21 album so bad.
I need a new 21
Up
Savage.
in October.
I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. This guy is coming for the best rapper alive. You talked about Jid. I got another name for you. Lil Baby's next album will put him as the best rapper alive.
Yeah!
I'm telling you, he's coming for it.
Yeah!
We argue with the R recording boys all the time about who's better, Gunna and Baby, right? And the biggest thing is people have always said the difference between the two is Baby's a better rapper, Gunna's the better song maker.
Yeah.
I think Baby, this last album proved to me something. Lil Baby has figured out how to make songs.
Nice.
And I think it's a rap. I think it's a rap.
Lil Baby is your favorite rapper's dad.
Favorite. Yeah, Lil Baby's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. The best comparison, we compare Lil Baby a lot to the run Lil Baby's been on to the run that Wayne was on when he first came out. And I think of him a lot in the same way the run that Young Thug had. Young Thug just didn't have the attention put on him because of the situation with Wayne. But I think Lil Baby, you can put in that tier of like just energy and quality of music and the run that they've gone on. And I do think though that like Lil Baby again, like I think this is a theme we're noticing for the second half of the year is that a lot of the rappers left to come it's not necessarily make or break, but it's turning points is the best way to describe it. Like you look at Joey Badass hasn't had an album in what is it, 4 years?
2016?
2016?
I think 2017 was All American.
Yeah, 5 years. You look
at
you look at another name we didn't talk about, Westside Boogie. His album's dropping this week.
Yep.
List looks amazing. He hasn't dropped an album since 2019, 2020. Like, well, who else do we talk about? We talked about Travis Scott. Another name we didn't talk about, Lil Uzi. Pink Tape is supposedly coming soon. We haven't talked about it. Like, a lot of these rappers are at a turning point. That's the theme I'm noticing. Like, a lot of the Gage. Some of these rappers, like I know we're talking about how excited we are about certain rappers coming, but not all these rappers can hit it out of the park. Some of these are going to be misses.
Oh, absolutely. And you know that as soon as we find out they're misses, we're going to bring it right here to the podcast and we're going to flame them. I really hope, I guess one guy, like I said, I'm really rooting for this time around is Chance the Rapper. I think he wasn't given a fair chance. That was a pun.
Yeah, I heard you. Like,
okay, yeah. Anyway,
the laugh got muted. Like, it got cut out. Yeah.
Yeah, so, my bad. But yeah, I think Chance the Rapper needs his big shot to redeem himself after that really bad album. And the other guy I'm really rooting for is 21 Savage. Like I said, I think him and Lil Baby kind of benefited from having tremendous guest verse while not releasing albums. And that's kind of elevated them in the eyes of a lot of people. So now they got to execute on that, deliver on it, and put out some awesome albums.
Because I think Baby. Honestly, this is the first time in a minute where I don't think I have like just a Baby verse like in my rotation. I think about it.
I have I have that song where he looped Pound Cake or whatever that's Perish More Music too.
Let me
What's
see.
it called?
Because honestly, like when is the In a Minute?
In a Minute.
But In a Minute, I don't think took off like how it was supposed to take off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be his like single
And
for the album.
he dropped another one, Frozen, that nobody's talking about. So he dropped 3 singles this year. Right On, In a Minute.
Yeah.
Damn. But I do think this little Baby album can make him the best rapper. Like if Lil Baby hits us with a like a Barty or 6, or he hits us with a Carter 2, we might be having conversations.
Yeah, I hope it's just not feature heavy.
It's going to be. Don't worry. It's going to be.
And I want him to do like, not like stray away. I want him to like see him on different kinds of beats, like kind of how the way 21 Savage has transitioned from like kind of like not like always doing the trappity trap stuff. He just like switches it up here and there. Like, I want to keep doing that.
21 Savage can jump on a track with anybody and match the energy that they're trying to fit. Like we did something with the lyrical spiritual Jid, and then he's gonna go and do the fuck, what song is that?
You can't even remember.
What the fuck is that? It's Nardo Wick, right?
Oh, Nardo Wick, yeah.
Yeah,
he killed that.
I totally forgot his fucking name.
Yeah. I know. Out of the names that we need to shout out, because the guys, they sent us some names that are in our comments. YB, I know Jason Collins and Jalen Williams are very excited for that Delinquent to drop music. Who else is dropping? Nav is dropping. Sofago's dropping soon.
No, he dropped.
We get a Hove album.
Sofago dropped.
Sofago dropped an EP. Like his album is coming soon.
Keep that Nav shit.
Okay.
You can keep that Nav
You're
shit.
tripping. The last perfect time at the
last time it happened when I was in freshman year of high school, fam.
The last Nav album was dope. What's it called?
Without
No. I'm talking about the Emergency Tsunami.
That shit was good as fuck.
You're tripping. That shit
was good. But
that's with him and Weezy.
Yeah,
that shit was gas.
Can I get perfect on bro?
I think one of the ones that anticipated is Samino.
Smino album is gonna be gas.
Great album. I don't think it's far fetched to say that I feel like this album is gonna push him into stardom. I feel like he can really break through and become a superstar in the game. To be honest, I mean, I feel like he can surpass Saba for sure, and surpass No Name. But I mean, it's to be seen. I just can't wait to see what he does with this album, because it's been a minute.
I thought he dropped something like
he did the She Already Decided mixtape during quarantine, and that
mixtape was great.
That mixtape was great, nigga. I thought that shit was an album.
We didn't mention SZA.
We did.
Oh yeah, SZA.
That's because she keeps cock teasing us.
One of my favorite songs right now.
I said she cock teasing us. SZA's cock teasing. You're sick, Gage.
Oh my god, those 7 songs were.
There's deluxe.
I was crying. I called Ethan.
Do y'all think it's crazy for me to say that I think that SZA don't have to drop another album?
No, none of these rappers or these artists have to drop another album. I think she should.
She talked about it.
I put her in the same boat, I think, as Cardi B. Like they hit their last projects, like necessarily their first mainstream projects really took them to stardom, and I think both of them are at similar points where like I don't think they necessarily have an album ready.
I think SZA does. That's the thing. She talked about it recently.
SZA has so much to build off of, though, because of the success of the Black Panther soundtrack, and Control was awesome, obviously. Besides that, I think she has one other studio album.
It's
Z.
It's the Z.
Yeah,
I love
So-
that shit
Yeah,
too.
that would put me onto SZA, honestly, that Z album.
Yeah, I mean, I think she needs one more project to really establish herself in like the upper echelon of like these are the elite pop stars. If you get her on a song, it's game over. She's gonna kill it. Right now she's very close, and I
Right.
think one more album could really do it for her.
I agree. But honestly, man, I'm glad. I think we talked on a lot about music this episode, and the sense that like we gave a lot of attention to maybe albums that people might not know about, right? And if you guys want to hear us talk more about albums, maybe not necessarily hip hop or R&B related, let us know. Cause there's still a bunch of great albums still need to drop. Another name, last one, Burna Boy. His album's dropping in July. Exciting my hips. Ooh wee! It's
My
gonna be a
guilty pleasure.
hey, the Hamilton's gonna have a nasty summer.
Yeah.
I'm letting y'all know.
Brother.
It's
Not
up.
gonna lie, my guilty pleasure, Olivia.
It all starts at the end of
Rodrigo.
July, man.
Olivia Rodrigo. I don't
I
blame it.
need, I need another album from her. That last shit sour was phenomenal.
I need all the sad shit you can give me right now, man. Giveon, Frank Ocean.
Gage is,
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
all of it?
Gage is in hell,
I'm in
man.
hell.
Wow.
He's in hell right now.
I need it.
But this has been Ethan Hamilton, the young Rottweiler, the most good-looking guy on YouTube.
Second best looking Hamilton.
Maybe you upgraded this
Hamilton.
episode. You're still the least good-looking Hamilton, Jairus.
Oh, yeah.
And then, man,
Get that shit off your lip.
my wigger, because I asked my wigger Gage Sutton, man. That shit they're gonna cancel you like how they did Lizzo. All right, guys, it's been a great episode. We'll catch you guys later on our recording.